Hello everybody, Nitsa here, and I am here to show you a progress update on the Rise of Lyric Countdown. I'm sure some of you who are waiting for it are probably thinking I've given up on it or I'm just procrastinating. Well, I am here to give you an insight on how much of a pain it was developing this countdown and how I want it to be different than the Sonic 06 countdown. First off, I uploaded the last part of my Let's Play on February 3rd of 2015. Somewhere around or before this time, I started to think of the points that I was going to mention in the countdown. And you might be asking, what is the top 7 countdown about? That is something I don't want to reveal until the countdown itself is released. However, I went ahead and said what it was going to be at the end of my Let's Play, and what I said is going to be 50% relevant. The reason for this is because it's not a top 7 good things list like I did for Sonic 06. Instead, I want to make the countdown not only an opinionative video, but also a psychological journey. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm gonna have to talk about the development. When I started this countdown, I was aiming to get another countdown YouTuber in the video to not only help with the satire, but to back me up on one particular point that he and I are in a minority on. I even handed the guy the game just so I can increase my chances of having him in the video, as well as increase his insight on the game. He could only go as far as the pit level before he just couldn't handle playing the game anymore, which, hey, I don't blame him, the game is to begin with. However, due to a school-in which he was in his senior year of high school around the time, he said he had to permanently drop out of the countdown altogether. I suggested reducing the scope of what I had planned for him, but even recording a simple line of dialogue was considered too time-consuming. Somehow. I obviously played it cool when he first told me and respected what he said, but then that's when the worst in me was brought out. The friend in me wants to be able to collab with a friend, and not just someone via Skype, but the content creator in me only saw greed. Film school has taught us various ways of how marketing and visual representations can manipulate people or help tell your film in a visual manner. If anything, the greed in me was manipulating him to join just because he had over 20,000 more subscribers than me. I even went as far as revising the script to give him a subtle angry letter in the video for dropping out on me and wasting more of my time to revise the script. Parts of it I did record, but it's not gonna make it in the final cut. I made him look like he turned it down just because the game was bad. Now, of course, I never mentioned his name for obvious reasons, but that also became a huge problem. I had difficulty with school myself, and I was being so greedy to the point that I realized, is it really worth it? I was considering canceling this countdown just because my greed got the best of me, but then I realized one thing that I never noticed until I really looked at the overall concept of what I was doing. I was adding satire to something that people would have no idea what I was talking about, and I would be gaining a bad reputation from my friend, and he would probably block me on all of his social media websites or whatever. And while no one is ever gonna see this satire in the full video, I want to at least tell you guys this just so you know one of the major problems for my project. I was too greedy. I was lacking common sense, and ambition got the best of me, turning me into something I didn't want to become. Rather than fixing the issue, I dwelled upon it and procrastinated when unnecessary. When I did my Sonic 06 countdown, it was straightforward, finding the positives in a game that is critically panned, showing that there is another side to the coin. For my Rise of Lyric countdown, the purpose was for something different, and while it's a shame that I had to alter the script completely, I had to tell myself that the best you can do is to go with what you got. And if you do have the opportunity to do something, then just do it. So if my friend is watching this right now, please don't clarify that you are that person. You are a great countdown maker, and I truly apologize for my greed, whether if you noticed it or not. I saw you as a guy who likes missed opportunities, and I had to drag the development for almost the same reasons you dropped out. Because when it comes to making stuff like this, nothing is ever gonna go your way. Ever. And it's all just human nature. Learning to live with the flaws of ambition and just moving on with what you got. Live and learn. Between schooling, low-paid work, my ambitious greed, procrastination, and of course script revisions, those are only parts of why this countdown has taken more than a year to release. The other reason is because of the purpose. This countdown goes for a satire that you won't notice I'm mocking until you get to the end of the video. Here's an example of what I'm doing. During the live action portions, I am talking about the game, but there's two things I am losing. This is obviously acted and all, but as the video progresses, the atmosphere around me loses color. Even the sanity drops the more the live action portions loses saturation, starting with a sad feeling and descending into emptiness. The only color that does manage to pop out is the color of my shirt. I'll leave you with the interpretation on how the color schemes work towards this countdown's advantage. Also, I originally had 2 points gelled into one, which I had to separate, and delete 1 point from the script altogether as I had no idea myself on where I was going with it. And there are some parts I had to delete altogether. Like JR here had an argument with me on Man of Steel on whether or not if it's a good or bad film. Personally, I find it to be a bad film and he finds it to be a good film, but regardless, I decided to exclude this scene because it not only was going to drag the introduction out longer than it needs to.
Yes, you do. You watch it about so much that you make it an example to anything. You won't stop bragging about it so much that you pray to God to make it the New Testament.
But yeah, the purpose was to show myself beating on the dead horse, so I had to reduce it down to where he only makes one appearance saying,
"Well, if they don't care, then why should we? I mean, what good thing stood out to you?"
The core purpose of the Rise of Lara countdown is not what will be in the title, but on one particular problem with the series as a whole. And I can only hope the message at the end is scripted the right way, as anyone can get the wrong idea. Rise of Lara is an awful game, worse than Sonic 06 in my opinion. But how I end it, I hope will become one of the greatest conclusions I can ever pull off in a Nitsa Gamer video. All in all, I haven't given up on this countdown. I have considered it, but I am still continuing on with it. I'm just a very busy guy with little time on his hands who had ambition get the best of him, but I can assure you that the countdown is more than 60% complete, heck maybe 70%, I don't know, and I can't guarantee when it will come out. If you guys can handle me uploading less videos during this month, that will definitely help speed up the progress of getting this huge project off my shoulders. If you guys want to keep in touch with me, you can follow me on my Twitter account as I do try to tweet or retweet something daily. I'll probably upload a video a week along with my Uncharted 3 review and possibly a review on Ratchet & Clank. And while I have made huge progress, I still have some clips to either record or collect. I don't know when this video will be up or what you guys will make of the countdown once it's finished, but I hope it will change the way you think about Rise of Lara or even the Sonic franchise as a whole, whether for better or worse. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below and I may answer them. Thank you for watching this update video on the Rise of Lara countdown. I hope the final video exceeds your expectations.